First at 4, today's special session at the state capitol is now in full swing, and lawmakers have a lot to tackle. Priorities include protecting SNAP benefits and fixing our state's housing shortage. Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us on Eyewitness News. I'm Kara Sundlin. Your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, is live right now at the Capitol with more on what's happening. Susan.
Kara, when it comes to those SNAP benefits, it's really been on again, off again during the government shutdown. At this point, it looks like the government will reopen and federal funding to states like Connecticut will be restored. However, Connecticut lawmakers, well, that's not something that they feel they can count on. The government shutdown has caused a lot of problems. Funding for SNAP is one of them. Federal cuts have left millions of Americans without food assistance, creating a huge burden on families and local pantries. Connecticut's governor and lawmakers, Democrats and some Republicans, want to put $500 million into a reserve fund to protect those benefits. Even though the shutdown may end, they don't want to be at the mercy of Washington if there are more changes regarding Medicaid and SNAP.
At some point, no state, no matter how wealthy, can fully replace federal programs related to Medicaid. It's too big of a line item. If we can help in the short term, though, it's a conversation worth having.
The money would be put into an emergency fund, and if not needed, it would go back to the surplus next year in June. Another priority in today's special session is a housing bill that Governor Lamont vetoed last session. There was lots of pushback from cities and towns, worried about losing local control. A new bill being called a compromise is being voted on, one that has more support from town leaders. The compromise streamlines the process to convert commercial space to residential and minimizes parking requirements. But many Republicans are still not happy and have been expressing that on the House floor. It could be a very long day here in the House, and keep in mind whatever comes out of the House today will have to be voted on in the Senate tomorrow. There's also legislation when it comes to the Trust Act, and some lawmakers would like to see limitations on what ICE can do in our state. And coming up on Eyewitness News at 6, what the plan is for Connecticut courthouses. Your chief political reporter, Susan Raff, Channel 3, live at the state capitol.